to knit a bobble for the Ivy and Nettle Socks. I cast on stitches and divided them onto my double pointed needles, and I am going to make my first bobble. To do that, I'm going to knit one, yarn over, knit one, yarn over, knit one into one stitch, and then I'm going to turn my work and then I'm going to purl one through the back loop. Oops, it's a bit through the back loop, purl one, and purl one through the back loop, and the last one, purl one. And then I'm going to turn my work again. Now, don't worry about this yarn getting stretched out, because later on when we knit into those stitches, it'll pull and it'll be fine. Plus you'll also be able to this one is all. You'll also be able to weave this one in at the end, and you can pull that gap snug, so don't worry about it. Okay, next we're gonna knit 5. Knit 5, and then this is the same one stitch that we turned into 5 stitches, so we're still working on the same stitches. Knit 5, turn your work, purl 5, turn your work, and knit 5. So we worked 5 rows of 5 stitches into that one stitch. Next, we are going to pass the second stitch over the first one. Remember, we count the stitches from the tip of the needle. So on the left needle, we count the stitches from right to left, and on the right needle, we count the stitches from left to right, from the tip. So we're going to pass the second stitch over the first one. And repeat that 3 more times. Second stitch over the first, second stitch. Now, as we pass, the next stitch becomes the second stitch. Second stitch over the first, second stitch over the first. And we've passed all the stitches and we have 1 stitch remaining, just as when we started. And according to the pattern, we need to knit 3 stitches and then make our next bobble. We made our first bobble. Now we're going to make our second bobble, and again we're going to knit into this one stitch and create 5 stitches by knitting 1, yarn over 1, knitting 1, yarn over 1, and knitting 1. And again we're going to turn our work and purl 1 and purl through the back loop. This is to make sure that that yarn over stitch is not loose and doesn't create openings and gaps. That's why we're doing purling through the back loop. You can try just purling and see how it works. And if the look is okay, then just purl. I'm going to purl through the back loop into the yarn overs and purl 1. Turn my work, and then knit these 5 stitches. Turn my work again, and purl 5. Okay, and turn my work, and this is the last time I will knit. I'll knit 5, and that will be my 5th row. And now I'm going to pass the second stitch over the first one. Pass the second stitch over the first one. And keep going until I have only 1 stitch remaining out of those 5. And ta-da! My second bobble is done. And again, knit 3, and then I'm going to be making my next bobble. And this is how the bobbles are created at the cuff of the Ivy and Nettle socks. This version is for the cuff down version. For the toe up version, you'll be doing this at the end. Here's a pair that I just finished, and this is what you'll have at the cuff when you finish your sock.